Okay, hello everyone. All right, so let's talk about the not logical operator. All right, so the exclamation sign is what is used to represent the not operator. So I'm going to use a comment here to just point it out. The exclamation sign, this sign here, is what is used to represent the not operator. This is just a comment. All right, let's start with the system.out.print statement. So system.out.println statement. And let's go ahead and declare a variable right after that, or right before that. So I'm going to declare an int variable. I'm going to call it h and set it equal to, let's say, 19. So we are going to create a Boolean expression in this println statement, and I'm going to type something like age is greater than or equal to 18. Now this is a Boolean expression, which means that it can only result to true or false. Age has been set to 19, so it's going to test 19 greater than or equal to 18. Because 19 is greater than or equal to 18, this statement is going to result to true. So we're expecting true to be printed. So when I compile this and I run it, it says true over here. All right, let's change age to, let's say, 16. Compile and run, and it says false because 16 is not greater than or equal to 18. All right, this is how we would say something like, this is how we would ask a question and say something like, is age greater than or equal to 18? Right, so it's coming back and telling us that false, age is not greater than or equal to 18. The way we would ask a question like, or the way we would ask the opposite, right, is with the not operator. The not operator is placed in front of a Boolean expression or a Boolean variable. And what it does is it results in the opposite of what you're placing it in front of. So for example, if you place, we can go ahead and place the not operator in front of this. But because this expression is together, I'm going to surround it with parentheses. This way, I'm going to surround it with parentheses and place the not operator in front of it. The not operator is going to negate or basically result in the opposite of this. At first, we had just this and it read age is greater than or equal to 18. Because now we've placed the not operator, this is going to read now age is not greater than or equal to 18. So now we are asking, is age not equal, is age not greater than or equal to 18? Let's see. This is what we are asking. All right. Is age not greater than or equal to, this is a not operator. It changes it kind of negates it. So we're asking, is age not greater than or equal to 18? Let's compile it and see. And then run. It says true. It's saying true. Age is not greater than or equal to 18. All right, so we're asking age, okay, not greater than or equal to 18. That's true. So we're asking ourselves, is that a true statement or is that a false statement? When you read it, age not greater than or equal to 18. That's true because age 16 here is not greater than or equal to 18. Let's change it to, let's say, let's change it to, let's say, 27. Compile and run. The way we read this is this. Age not greater than or equal to 18. It's false, right? Because 27, okay, is greater than or equal to 18. It's kind of making a statement and saying age is not greater than or equal to 18. That's false because 27 here is greater than or equal to 18. So that's how you would kind of negate a Boolean expression. Let's try another example. I'm going to remove all of this, and I'm going to still work with age and say, something like age is equal to 18. I'm using the double equal sign here to compare what's on the right with what's on the left to see if they're equal. If I use one equal sign, I'm assigning what's on the right to what's on the left, okay? So double equal sign to compare. So this is how we would say something like age is equal to 18. The way we would say it, say something like age not equal to 18, right? Age not equal to 18 is by placing the not or the not operator in front of it or the exclamation sign in front of it. But because this is working together, I'm going to surround everything with parentheses and then put the not operator in front of it this way. So now this reads age not equal to 18. Is that a true statement? Let's compile and run. It says true. It's saying that true. It's saying that true age is not greater than or equal to. Age is not exactly equal to 18. I'm kind of messing it up here. All right, let me relax. So it's kind of saying true age is not equal to 18. And that's correct. 27 is not equal to 18. Let's change this to, let's say, 18. Compile and then run. And now it's saying false. It's saying false. So the way you read this is this: age is not equal to 18, right? It's saying false because age is equal to 18. So I hope you get this. It's kind of asking a question. It's kind of asking a question, or it's kind of making a statement that age is not equal to 18. Okay, it's telling you age is not equal to 18, and you are telling it back false. Age is equal to 18. Okay, so this is how you kind of interpret something like this. All right, so let's put this in an if statement so we can kind of have a better idea of it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the variable age initialized, remove what's in this print statement. As a matter of fact, I'll remove everything and create an if statement with exactly what we just did. We can put Boolean expressions in an if statement this way and say that if age, right, is not greater, if age is not greater than or equal to 18, that's our first example, right? So if age is not greater than or equal to 18, all right, because of the not operator, that's how it reads now. If age is not greater than or equal to 18, print out a message and say that, sorry, my typing is bad, age is not greater than or equal to, boy, my typing is really bad, 18. All right, so if age is not greater than or equal to 18, print out this message. Else, that means age is greater than or equal to 18, right? So let's print out another message and say age is greater than or equal to 18. Right? Compile this and let's run and see. Now it's saying age is greater than or equal to 18 because it first made that test. It was first testing this. It's saying if age is not greater than or equal to 18, then print out this. All right. The only time it's going to print out this is when age is not greater than or equal to 18. Right. But the case is age is 18, is equal to 18. So this won't run, but rather the else statement will run. This is only going to be printed when age is not greater than or equal to 18. It happens that age is 18, so that means it's greater than or equal to 18, and so this is what's going to run. All right, let's try the other example. Let's change this to equal to. So let's say if age is not equal to 19, again, we are using the double equal sign to compare what's on the right with what's on the left. If we use one equal sign, we are kind of assigning what's on the right to what's on the left. So now this, with the not operator in front of this expression, this Boolean expression, we are kind of negating the result. We're kind of negating what's in the parentheses here. This reads age is equal to 19. If you put the not operator in front of it, it reads age is not equal to 19. If you put it in an if statement, the parentheses here is reading if age is not equal to 19. If age is not exactly equal to 19, then print out the message age is not equal to 19. Okay. This message is only going to be printed if age is not equal to 19. But if age is equal to 19, then the else part is going to run. So else age is equal to 19. All right, compile this and run, and it says age is not equal to 19, and that's correct because age is 18. So it's first of all asking if age is not equal to 19, print this. But all right, the only time this is going to be printed is when age is not equal to 19, and that's true, right? Age is not equal to 19. Age is 18, and that's why this is printed. But if we set age to 19, it's going to first of all test. Again, ask again. If age is not equal to 19, print out this. The only time you print out this is when age is not equal to 19. But age happens to be 19, so this won't be printed. This will be printed only when age is 19. So because age is not equal to because age is exactly equal to 19, the else part will run. Okay, this else part will run. Again, this part will only run if age is not equal to 19. if age was something else other than 19. Because age is 19, the else part will run. Right, so let's compile this, and it should say age is equal to 19. The age is equal to 19 over here. All right. So the not operator kind of negates whatever you place it in front of. It has to be a Boolean expression or a Boolean variable. It negates it. If it's true, the not operator changes it to false. If what you're placing the not operator in front of is false, then the not operator will change it to true. And let's try something also very important with a not operator, right? I'm going to go ahead and declare a Boolean variable, and I'm going to call it game over, and I'm going to set it to false initially. So assuming we are playing a game, and when the user does something, let's say when the user dies, we set this Boolean variable to false. Let me just change the whole scenario. Assuming we're playing a game, or the user is playing a game, and when the user starts the game, as soon as the user starts the game, this variable is set to false. That means the user is not dead. Game over is false. That means the user can continue playing. All right. So we want to test on this game over variable. We want to first of all check to see if the user is not dead. If the user is not dead, then we tell the user to continue playing, keep playing. But if the user is dead, we say game over. So first of all, let me go ahead and create our if else structure. I had it there, but I deleted it. I wanted this to be a fresh start. That's why I deleted it. Okay. So game over has been set to false. This is a Boolean variable. So we want to ask the question: if the game is not over, right? We can, if the way we ask the question, is the game over, is if it's something like this: game over. If game over, right? Now you'll be tempted to ask this way. You'll be tempted to say something like, if game over is double equal to true, right? Then tell the user game over. Now this will work, right? You can do this. This will work because what will be stored here will be a Boolean value. Sorry. Will be a Boolean value which is either true or false. And so if it's true, then this statement, what's in the if block is going to run. If it's false, then what's in the if block won't run. You can do this, and this is correct, but you don't have to, because this is a Boolean variable, and it will either contain true or false. And we know the way if statements work. All it requires is that what's in the parentheses over here results to true or false. Boolean variables hold true or false. Okay, they store the value true or false. And so this, by using the variable game over alone, the Boolean variable game over alone, that should work. And it reads well too. This reads well. It reads if game over, then do something. So if game over is set to true, then this expression will be true, and that what's in the if block will run. And if it's not game over, then what's in the else block will run. So the way we ask the question, if the game is not over, is by placing the not operator in front of it. Now, because this is only one variable, we don't have to surround it with parentheses. If we had an expression, then we would have to, we can go ahead and surround it with parentheses just to be safe. But if you have just one variable like that, you don't have to. Although you can, but you don't have to. So we're asking the question now: if game is not over, you can read it this way too: if game not over, right? Or if not game over. Okay. So if game is not over, we want to display a message saying that system.out.println. If the game is not over, we want to display a message saying keep playing. But if the game is over, say else. Else display a message saying game over. All right. So we're asking our question because of the not operator we placed in front of the game over variable. This now reads: if game is not over, then display a message saying keep playing. All right. Now game over is set to false. That means the game is not over. So we should expect keep playing to be printed because game over has been set to false. which means the game's not over. So keep playing. And we're asking the question here: if game is not over, the only time we display this is when the game is not over, and game over has been set to false. Now it makes sense this way, right? So let me compile this and then run, and it says keep playing. Right? So let's change the Boolean variable to true, game over to true. Right? Now game over has been set to true. That means the game is over. Right? So we should expect game over to be printed. We're asking the question: if the game is not over, then display keep playing, else display game over. Right? Because game over has been set to true, we should expect game over to be displayed. So compile this and run. Now this makes sense when we are reading it, as human beings, but it can be confusing when you're trying to wrap your head around how this is evaluated, right? It makes sense. We know exactly what's going to be displayed, right? We've set game over to true, so we should expect game over to be displayed. If we say game over to false, that means the game is not over, so keep playing. We know keep playing is going to be displayed. But it can be confusing how it's evaluated over here in the parentheses. It can be very confusing. Game over has been set to true. Remember, the not operator negates whatever is in front of it. So if game over has been set to true, then not true. Well, first of all, let's see what this prints, and then let's kind of, have a prove it that it makes sense. Now this game over has been printed, right? With if statement, the only time that what's in the if block runs is when what's in the parentheses over here is true, right? So the reason this line is running right now is because when it's evaluating it, it's going to negate whatever is stored in game over. Because game over is set to true, not true. Game over is set to true. So not true will result to false. And the only time that what's in the if block runs is when what's here is true. And because this is false, what's in the else block rather is going to run. And that's why we see game over. Let's change game over to false. All right. Again, we understand why, when we run it, we understand why it's saying keep playing, because game over has been set to false. That means that the game is not over. And so it's telling us to keep playing. But when it's evaluating it here in the parentheses, it can be confusing. You may be confused when you're kind of wrapping your head around it. The reason it's displaying keep playing is, first of all, game over is set to false. But when you place the not operator in front of a variable, I'll respond later. When you place the not operator in front of the Boolean variable, it negates the value of it. Because game over is set to false, not false, right? Game over is set to false, so not false. Okay, we've just given the Boolean variable a meaningful name, game over, right? But really it holds the value false. So not false will result to true. And we know that with an if statement, when what's in the parentheses over here, when the Boolean expression over here results to true, then what's in the if block runs. And that's why we are seeing keep playing displayed. Right? So, that's kind of an overview of the not operator. It can be confusing, especially when you mix them with Boolean variables and, Boolean expressions. But just see it this way. Anytime you place a not operator in front of a Boolean expression or a Boolean variable, it changes. So it just results, okay? It evaluates to the opposite of whatever you're placing it in front of. Now, one more important thing. When you place the not operator in front of a Boolean variable, it doesn't change the value of the Boolean. It doesn't change it. It doesn't go in there and change the true value of it. Game over will still result to false. Game over will still be false. It will hold false. But over here, it's just evaluating it. It's just coming up with a result. It doesn't necessarily go in there and change it. It's saying, what is the opposite of? It's just asking a question. What is the opposite of false? And it's just evaluating to true. But it doesn't go over here and change any value. It doesn't. It just evaluates. You kind of ask it a question and it tells you. It doesn't go ahead and change anything. All right. The same with when you apply or when you place the not operator in front of an expression. It doesn't change anything. It just gives you the opposite. It just displays or kind of returns the opposite of what you're placing the not operator in front of. Okay. All right. So I hope I made sense and with my rumbling or jumbling of words or jumbling. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what word to use. So I hope it made sense. If it didn't, please comment down below and I'll do everything to respond to them. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next video. All right then. Bye-bye.